Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing Ellie Goulding's third album, Delirium. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this is simply my opinion on the album. We all have different thoughts on it, and I would gladly read yours in the comment section down below. Delirium is an album miles away from Ellie Goulding's previous one. Halcyon, that came out in 2012, is still an album that I quite enjoy, and I was wondering where Ellie would go on her third try. Unfortunately, I wasn't too surprised by the creative turn for this album. It's definitely a pop album 100%, and it really tends to be only about the hits and dance floor songs more than anything on Delirium, which wasn't quite what I expected. Now about the album's songs, I felt like by trying to make the album so pop music, the road for diversity when it comes to the music style and the usual tools for pop music were quite reduced and very narrowed to the same type of music sounds for most of it. After a couple of listens, no songs on Delirium really quite stood out for me. I felt like I was listening to the same type of songs over and over again. And the fact that the album is composed of 16 songs and lasts almost an hour didn't help. It's really hard to focus for so long, and even worse when everything feels the same and you have the constant urge to skip after being barely 1 minute into each song. The consistency of Delirium is its biggest flaw for me. The album is definitely not quite memorable, and there's an unsettling lack of personality that transpires through the compositions, which quite clashes with the lyrics and the appearance of intimacy that gets eaten up by very usual pop music melodies. There are some redeemable songs, but they unfortunately come a little too late, like the songs Army or Devotion, that brings something closer to what Ellie Goulding does best, but it's not enough to save the album out of the constant generic pop music loop it's stuck into. Delirium is an album that falls prisoner to its own change and ends up being quite a disappointing album, and as a pop album it's not quite what works with me. There isn't much to salvage from listening to it, and the album feels quite foreign, especially as something labeled as an Ellie Goulding album, which is why I gave it 1 star. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tell me your opinion on Delirium in the comment section down below, and why not tell me your favorite Ellie Goulding album? And as for me, I'll see you next time.